I've listened to the speakers before me, and it has been very insightful. In fact, I'm really even fired up to start coding after this event. However, while some of us are designers, some of us are programmers, we are tech lawyers. So we are into copyright laws, intellectual laws, and tech-related matters, actually. So for those of us who don't understand, what this actually means is that while you innovate, you invest, and you venture into businesses, our own duty or our own job is to protect your investments. So, and that's what we are here to talk about today. So, I have been tasked to speak about navigating legal landscapes, the critical role of lawyers in tech startups. Well, this subject matter there are actually two subject matters in this topic. The first subject matter being the regulatory framework itself, while the other hand of it is the duty of a lawyer. What are the functions of a lawyer in a startup? You understand? So let's get right into it. Anyway, the general overview is that the tech space. Okay, let me even start like this because there is somebody that asked a question earlier. His question basically was, what is the regulatory framework for tech startups in the country? And I think a speaker, he answered that question so succinctly and so accurately. However, he missed something out, which is, as it is now, there is what we call the Startup Act 2022, which was enacted during the time of President Muhammadu Buhari. And even at that Startup Act is not all-encompassing. So which leaves startups with my rights of regulation to work with and which can be so cumbersome. So, however, when a startup comes into business, it is important to register with the Corporate Affairs Commission. So when you register with Corporate Affairs Commission, it will give your business what we call the juristic personality. It will make people want to invest more in your business. And also, there is also, of course, Data Protection Act, the Cyber Security Act, and the Copyright Act. All of these are very important to protect your business. I will not waste most of your time because this topic is very wide. So let's go to the merits of having a legal practitioner in your startup. The first one is registration and incorporation of companies. Of course, there is no way you want to do business in our ecosystem, you understand, without first registering with the Corporate Affairs Commission, without first registering your business. And where this happens, or where you do not do this, then it might eventually affect your business. And I'll give you a very succinct example. A couple of weeks ago, I was in court for a matter. So this person's case was called up. He's actually, though not into tech, he's into the business of waste management. So the court asked him, are you licensed to carry on this business? He said, yes, I'm licensed. Okay, let us see your license. So on presentation and on scrutiny, it was discovered that the license was improperly obtained. Eventually, SAPE was revoked. It was ordered that he should obtain the requisite license, and a fine was slammed on him. So when this happens to your business, of course, it's going to take you light years back. So this is why it's very important for you to check up with a tech lawyer. Tell him your interests, let him know what are your interests, let him guide you properly on what to do. So, of course, another merit of having a lawyer is compliance. Like we said, there are numerous laws that are regulating businesses generally in Nigeria. So, but then when you miss out one, might really affect your business. So let's move forward. Basically, so what are the duties of a tech lawyer to startups and tech companies? So as you can see, general guidance on particular entity to be registered for a startup, obtaining necessary licenses. Now, it depends on your interest. Let's say those of us who are in fintech or in blockchain in technology, you will require certain licenses. Even though there is no regulatory framework, you still require certain licenses to carry on your businesses. So what a tech lawyer can also help you to do is help you to draft and review co-founders agreement and non-disclosure agreement. Now, most of us might not understand the import of all of these agreements, but I'm going to give you an illustration. There was this client of ours who approached us. Now, the business, we have what we call a fiduciary relationship with our clients. What that means basically is that we cannot disclose whatever they are doing to third parties. So, however, there are young guys who have very bright ideas. So, they start up a company, though unregistered anyway. They were just doing, let me put it low-key. In improving their company, they got investors to fund their venture. However, things went south. The investors started requesting for their money. So that was when they ran to us. So when they came to us, the simple question was like, so why didn't you inform us when you entered into this contract? We could have at least drafted what we call a letter of intent for you. So as it is, because on their own part, they believe they are into a kind of like a venture capitalist. What that means is that they believe the investor is giving them money for equity in their company, while on the part of the investors, they just see themselves as creditors. So you see the discrepancy in a contractual relationship. So we told them, assuming you would come to us, we would have drafted what we call at least a memorandum of agreement for you. It will dictate the terms of relationship, the reciprocal terms that you people need to adhere to between the two of you. So there are a lot to talk about, and actually the time is a bit constrained, so we can't talk about everything. So I'm not here to waste much of your time. It's just for you to tell you that when you are into tech startups, it is important that you have a tech lawyer with you to guide you, to protect your investment, to protect your innovation. Because what you are doing, like what we've been talking about since morning, is there are ideas and ideas that you need to protect. And except you have a top lawyer with you, I mean, you might end up losing everything. Thank you very much.